Welcome back to our prediction show. That's right, it's me, DKAngel, with my co-host over here, Sir Hellsing.
Sup, people?
Ooh, man, and we got an incredible pay-per-view on the wings here for this Sunday. Finally! We're not going to talk about anything that happened about last time, because that pay-per-view did not happen.
Except AJ Styles become champion.
Except for AJ Styles becoming champion. And other than that, nothing. Alright, but this pay-per-view upcoming is called WWE Clash of the Champions.
The first exclusive Raw pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. And I actually was able to find on 2K16 a WCW version of Clash of the Champions pay-per-view, so we'll at least have the title of it on the actual video. So that's awesome!
I forgot that this pay-per-view used to belong to WCW.
Yep. Alrighty, so as you can tell on the actual video, peeps, we've got Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, but we'll discuss what the whole match and why it is this match in just a few.
Oh, we're gonna have a good time talking about that match.
Oh yes, we've got so many good matches this time, and I'm excited for this pay-per-view. So let's jump right into this. What's the first match?
We're gonna start off with what is going to be the pre-show match because, let's face it, it needs to take place.
Yeah.
Even though it's only gonna last about 3 minutes. Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox.
Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. Alright, so we know for a fact that this entire storyline actually happened with Alicia Fox's best friend competing in the ring against Nia Jax and then getting
her ass handed to her.
Yeah, and then getting her ass handed to her. And honestly, I hate Nia. I will always hate Nia. But honestly, I don't see Alicia winning this. I've
How
always...
can you?
Yeah, you can't. And you know what's worse about it is I'm actually a fairly high fan of Alicia Fox. I love the fact that she still uses the scissor kick. It sort of keeps Booker T's move alive. And honestly, I don't think that'll work against Nia.
If you find a way to get her bent over enough to do it, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I want Alicia to win. We're not saying that we don't want her to win. And you know, it's funny between the two of us, because usually we are always in a disagreement with a lot of stuff. But
yes.
Let's go with Alicia Fox winning it, as long as, you know, they actually have Alicia Fox winning it.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, but we both want Alicia.
Yeah, we both want Alicia, but we know who's winning. It's going to be Nia Jax in in less than a minute.
I'm going to be more generous to give it 3 minutes.
Ooh, that's too generous. I don't know if I can go with that.
Well, I mean, they have to make the pre-show worth something.
Since when has the pre-show ever been worth something?
Good point.
Exactly. So, what are we doing next?
Oh, let's get right to the pay-per-view. Huh?
Woo!
And this first match, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho.
Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Oh, God.
Now, the way this whole thing started, of course, it has to deal with the feud between Owens and Zayn.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, that you mention that, because the fact that Owens versus Zayn has lasted an eternity, if you will. They've actually fought in Ring of Honor back in their indie days, and even before that, they're best friends, turned bitter rivals, and oh my god, the ring is all black. Why the fuck is the ring black? Okay, whatever. But it kind of culminated into a whole different point where they stopped feuding, and then they moved on into bigger and better things. Kevin Owens, Universal Champion now. Sami Zayn, I guess, is still working his way to get back up to the top. And then here comes the kicker. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens becomes real best friends. Not really, but maybe. I don't even know the whole thing about that. I don't know, honestly. What do you think about the whole situation with Kevin Owens and Jericho?
I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to stab the other in the back.
Yeah. Especially with Kevin Owens being the Universal Champion. I mean, it's a high prize for Monday Night Raw.
The highest.
Yeah. But what I think will happen with the whole Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn situation is that Sami Zayn, I think, wants to get back up to that point where he's talked about into the title picture.
At least a title picture.
Yeah, because he's at a situation where you've got other people that are finally getting into where they need to be. Like Kevin Owens being the Universal Champion. Seth Rollins is facing him this Sunday. Cesaro's facing Sheamus. And the winner of that becomes the number one contender for a World Championship opportunity.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. You got Roman Reigns, who at least is staying sort of in the mid-card. He keeps lopping around and it's kind of annoying, but, at least he's not facing for the Universal title this weekend.
Which is actually a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, totally. Because no one needs Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. No one.
Oh, wow, this is interesting.
What's that?
Bit of unrelated news.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho.
Let's make it 2 for Jericho.
2 for Jericho. Oof. Any specific reason on why you don't want Sami Zayn to win it? Or don't think he is going to win it, per se?
I don't know, really. Something just tells me Jericho is going to resort to some type of antics.
I think, honestly, that it's going to be a clean match. Sami will give it his all, Jericho will give it his all, but, it's Jericho. Jericho, there's a reason why he's one of the best out there. He's got the experience factor. He can hit his finisher from any angle.
This is true.
And I think that's just going to give the edge to Jericho over Sami Zayn.
We should also ask AJ Styles that.
Yeah, exactly. So, moving on to the next match. What are we looking at?
Let's segue it. Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
Yay.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one match where we don't like.
Yeah. Honestly, this whole rivalry with Roman Reigns and Rusev is all about basically Roman Reigns placing Lana into a cake. Yes, that is physically the storyline that they are going with. It has nothing to do with anything else.
But you gotta admit, that was awesome, though. I like that.
I can't say it. I really can't. It's horrible. It's so boring.
No, it's not that. No, I'm not talking about the story. I'm just talking about the fact that Lana got shoved into a cake. That was funny to me.
I have no gripes towards Lana. I think it's kind of bullcrap that she got placed in there because it culminated into this ridiculous storyline.
That was the only part of the storyline I actually liked. Other than that, it's been boring.
And it shouldn't be so damn boring.
But it is.
But I'm just, you know what? Screw it. And this is hard for me to say, especially being a heel commentator with this whole booth, is that I'm gonna go fucking Rusev, even though I hate Rusev.
With a passion.
Yeah, I'm a big heel commentator. You can ask him, but I actually am not a fan of Rusev. But I also hate Roman Reigns with a fiery passion. That's just me.
With me though, creative is stupid, they'll put the title on Reigns because creative.
Yeah, because creative. We worry about you, creative. We really do.
Yes, we do. Alright, should we go to the next?
Yep, let's move on to the next one.
Let's get this best of 7 series done with. Cesaro versus Sheamus.
Cesaro versus Sheamus. This has been a fairy tale, if you will, because Cesaro came back, tying the series on Monday, 3-3.
Now wait, I have a question for you before we go any further.
Okay.
Did you really expect anything different?
No. And this is where my answer to that question leads up to. No, I don't. And Cesaro is gonna kick Sheamus's ass.
We got 2 for Cesaro.
I am going for Cesaro because I want him to actually go for the World Championship. I want him to go for the Universal Championship. He deserves it. That man is beyond talented.
Yep, but we don't think he'll actually win it. Unless they actually book it till after, WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, well, they also stated that, it could happen at any time. It's a future title shot.
Good point there. What if they do something like like a Money in the Bank type situation, where they give him a contract that's good up to a year.
Yeah, and then cash it in whenever. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, I would love to be able to see a situation where that happens. Do I think they'll do it? Probably not, but
nah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can only hope for that.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, I've already stated it. I'm going Cesaro. What are you going?
Cesaro as well.
Man, you know what's worse is that I'm the heel commentator here. You're the face commentator here. Yet we're both going with the same frickin' guys every time.
Hey, what can we say, man?
See, even a blind fish sees the water too. Even a bat can see where he's going sometimes.
Oh yeah. Alright, next match. How about the tag team titles? New Day versus the Club.
And no, we're not frickin' calling it New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. They are the Club or the Bullet Club. End of story. I hate how they keep calling them the frickin' Gallows and Anderson. It's stupid. That's not what they are. They're a tag team with a name. Calling them that is like frickin' calling it like Brian Kendrick and Brian Danielson or some shit. No, okay.
No. And I still think this is one match we're going to agree with again.
Yeah, it is! Because I'm a huge fan of New Day. I was a huge fan even when they first started and no one wanted to give them a chance.
Right.
But honestly, they've held the titles for a year.
Over a year.
Yeah, over a year.
We're going on, what, 400 days so far?
At least. And
let me do a bit of research.
Yeah, it's time to move on. It really is.
Okay, that doesn't say.
Yeah, I think it's around 395. I think so. I could be wrong, honestly, though.
Let's see.
Does it say?
No.
Damn, that's.
I'm gonna have to.
Well, that's fine. We can always can look it up later, and then we can always place it in onto the description. So that's fine.
Here we go. 394 days.
Yeah, 394 days. You heard it here, folks.
And wait, what's today? Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
There'll be, what, maybe 399? 398, 399?
Yeah, around in there.
So, yeah, it's time to drop them finally.
Yeah, it's time to drop him finally. It's time to give him to the club. It's time for Gallows and Anderson to win the titles because
They should have won it last time, but they got screwed.
Yeah, they got screwed. And I'm sorry to say that, being a fan of Big E. But they got screwed. The club should have won that. So, yeah, I'm going with club. It's end of story. And I don't even have to really go with anything else, because you're going to go club as well.
Bro?
What? Yeah, still here.
You guys still hear me?
I can.
Identify yourself.
Oh, well.
Am I back?
You're back now?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so obviously we had technical issues on his side, but he's back, everyone! Woo!
Yeah, I took out my, I went wireless.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, I'm going club.
Club 2?
Alright, moving on to the next championship match. What is it?
The first ever Cruiserweight title match.
Oh, God. Being a fan of cruiserweights ever since the 90s, this is like a dream come true, honestly. I was really hoping that Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. would actually have stayed in the business, stayed in the company.
I was actually expecting Ibushi to be in this.
I was expecting Ibushi and Zack to actually sign their contracts with WWE, but they decided not to, which is really sad, honestly. But I believe Ibushi probably is going back to New Japan, and honestly for Zack, I don't know. I haven't really read too much about where Zack would be going, so. But what is the actual match? I think it's like, what, TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick, right?
But anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah.
The match is TJ Perkins versus Zayn Kendrick.
Yep. Okay. So, if you're a wrestling fan, and you've been a wrestling fan since, forever, you know who the hell Brian Kendrick is.
Who can forget about Brian Kendrick?
Exactly. Former, one of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time.
Before New Day?
Yeah. Let's see. What else? He actually...
The Brian Kendrick saga?
Yes, the Brian Kendrick saga. And yes, this man, and I hate the fact that WWE will never mention this, but he held the WWE Championship for 3 seconds in a WWE Championship scramble match. Yeah, WWE, I remember. Yep, he won it, I think, for about 3 seconds or something. And then he lost it right after that to someone else. I miss WWE Championship Scramble matches. Those things were so cool.
Right?
You never knew who was going to win it. And I think that's something that WWE is missing. You know who is going to win most matches. It's too predictable. So, oh god, Brian Kendrick, TJ Perkins. I really like TJ. Honestly, he's an incredible talent. I think he's going to go far in the business, especially since the fact that he's just such a really incredible competitor.
Wait a minute. Is this true? He's actually reviving his The Brian Kendrick gimmick?
I don't think so, honestly. It sort of looks like it, but I think he's got a different theme song, and he's not coming out as the Brian Kendrick. I think he's just coming out as Brian Kendrick now. But as I was saying, TJ Perkins, really incredible talent. If you know who TJ Perkins is, then good on you. He's formerly known as Suicide from that other crappy wrestling show that no one gives a crap about.
Wait, what?
That's originally Suicide.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was one of the Suicide people. TJ Perkins was the original, and then Christopher Daniels was the other.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. TJ Perkins was actually the last of the Suicides. Like, remember when on that last time when he got it unmasked? Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
That was TJ.
You know what? Now that I look at him, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But
the eventual manic character, God.
Yeah, that was. But honestly, who do I think will win it? I think they would be kind of foolish to immediately have TJ win the championship via an entire 32-man tournament and then lose it directly on the very first pay-per-view for the Raw exclusive. I think
to someone who competed it.
Yeah.
To someone who competed in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I believe TJ is going to win it. I have no hard feelings for Brian at all. He's a freaking incredible talent. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go with TJ winning it.
I think TJ will win it too.
Yeah, TJ's an incredible talent, and I hope he does win it. Good on you, and welcome to the Raw roster there, TJ.
Besides, it would just not make sense for him to lose it to someone who competed in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's move on to the next one. What are we looking at next?
A triple threat women's title match.
Triple threat women's title match. So,
Charlotte versus Sasha versus Bayley.
Yep, Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha.
Why this happened is funny as hell.
Oh man! So, if you actually watched Raw, you'll understand exactly how this entire storyline happened. But for those that missed Raw yesterday, I'll go ahead and explain the entire situation about what is going on and why it is happening. Basically, last week on Raw, there was a triple threat match for the number one contendership for the Women's Championship. It was Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley, and in the closing moments, it was Bayley and Sasha Banks pinning each other at the exact same time. 1, 2, 3, bell rings. Well, obviously, no one could win it at that point. So, next week happens yesterday, and Dana Brooke and Charlotte go into NC McFoley. Oh man, I can't say this with a straight face, honestly. Dana decides that she's got a good idea. That's hard to believe. Well, Dana basically tells McFoley that, well, I've got a great idea, and I think that because all four shoulders were on the mat between Sasha Banks and Bayley, that they should duke it out 2-night, and whoever wins that match goes on to Clash of Champions to face the champion to lose. Quote, unquote. At that same situation, this happens. Mick Foley looks at her, says, and then looks back to Charlotte and says, "You know what, Charlotte? You don't give Dana Brooke enough credit. That was a really incredible idea. So what we're going to do at Clash of the Champions, we're going to make it Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks in a triple threat match." What happened after that? Well, Mick Foley left the room, and then Charlotte got a little mad and slapped the crap out of Dana Brooke, knocking her down on the ground, and this is where we are today. But
right. But still.
Oh yes, but honestly, the entire situation with Sasha Banks actually having her back injury, and I think she still has it, honestly, because there are still times when she's holding her back. I think that that's going to put a huge hindrance on her, but I still want Sasha to win. Bayley just got in, and I don't think they would immediately give the championship to her.
Not yet.
Although they might. I mean, we've seen weirder things happen. But I don't know. I mean, that's just where I go with the situation. I believe that Sasha Banks will win it, but it could cause a hindrance, and then she would probably have to lose the title again. And we don't want that, so I'm straight up going to say the Queen wins it. It's as simple as that. I want the boss to win it, but Charlotte's going to win it. And that's just where we're going to be at in this situation.
This is going to put a sour taste in my mouth.
Say it.
Charlotte.
That's right. You know it's Charlotte. The Queen is going to win it. That's just how life's going to be. You're going to have to deal with it.
She'll keep it until Sasha is clearly healthy.
Yeah. So, you know what? We basically just stated who's gonna win and why, and what the situation is. So, you know what we gotta do now? We gotta move on to the very next matchup.
The matchup on your screens, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's definitely not this one, unless it's Roman Reigns versus Rusev now.
The problem with that is it's not on your screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I already finished the Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins match, so...
Well, let's make it Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Jesus.
Yep. Well, alright, here we go. So, I'll let you do the explaining for this. And why this match is happening, when the storyline happened, etc. Gotta give you the light. Gotta give you the shine.
Well, this all started when I believe they were having that Fatal 4-Way match.
Yes.
It was between Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, was it Seth Rollins?
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
And of course, my boy, Big Cass.
It was an elimination style match also.
Yes, elimination style. So here's what happens. It comes down to Owens, Rollins, and of course Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Triple H comes, pedigrees the shit out of Roman Reigns. Which, yeah, we were both happy for that.
And then the next thing happened, which shocked the entire universe.
Yeah. It looked like Triple H was going to be helping out Rollins, but instead, pedigrees the crap out of Rollins.
And it still frickin' cringes me. How can you?
No, it doesn't.
How can you do it?
Smile. It makes me smile to high heaven.
God. And
then, of course, Owens pins Rollins.
Yes, which, you know, honestly, I was fine with. Because I am a humongous fan of Kevin Owens, and I always will. Fight, Owens, fight.
But yeah, then of course, shit happens throughout this whole time. Roman Reigns is obviously pissed off.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is a whiny little cunt, and once in the title match, doesn't get it because of Rusev. Thank you, Rusev.
The only time we would say thank you, Rusev.
Yes, honestly. And now,
yeah,
and now we're at this situation where it's Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens for the most ridiculous championship in the entire universe, the Universal Championship.
What are you reading?
I'm not reading anything. But Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Well, honestly, I like Seth. I really do.
You love Seth.
I don't love Seth. I don't want to marry him or anything like that.
I would not mean it that way.
I'm at the situation where I'm sort of like Corey Graves. Because, best friends, and yeah, awesome. Seth Rollins is best. Deal with it. But I'm also at that situation where I'm like Chris Jericho with Kevin Owens. I'm at a rock and a hard place with this because I want them both to win, but they can't both win. I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to decipher this one. I've got a feeling, and I don't know if my prediction is going to come true or not, but it might. And if it does, it'll set up for WrestleMania for next year.
You don't think Seth Rollins is going to win this, do you?
No, I don't. I think that we're going to get another taste of the game. And it's going to cost Seth Rollins the championship again.
Which is interesting because since that, we have not seen him.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. And we all know the match between Triple H and Seth Rollins will happen sooner or later. So why not set up another chance for Triple H to show up? And especially the Raw exclusive first ever time for this. I mean, especially for the most glorious prize for Raw. I think Kevin Owens is winning it. And only due to one reason, and one reason only, Triple H comes back again and costs Seth the championship.
Which would be glorious.
Which will be annoying, but, whatever.
I see Owens.
I see Owens. My heart wants...
Because honestly...
my heart wants Seth, but my mind knows it'll be Owens.
Well... Fuck your heart.
No. But that's just how we see this pay-per-view running. And honestly, I can't wait. This pay-per-view it gives me the smiles.
This brings hope to pay-per-views.
It really does. And I'm hoping it does live up to the expectations. I really am. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait for this Sunday. WWE pay-per-view. You can only get it on the WWE Network, or you can pay $50 for on the frickin' TV. Ugh. I'd rather play.
Or you can do what we do, but we're not going to tell you about it.
Yeah. We actually pay $9.99 for the WWE Network and at our studio hotel
Right?
in Nigadashi, Japan. We're actually living there now, and we walk down the street all the time from some awesome Japanese wrestlers. So maybe you'll see us.
Maybe.
You never know. But it's pretty interesting. But tell us what your predictions are. If you think that Seth Rollins will win his match or Roman Reigns will win, go ahead and let us know in the comments section. Hey, even tell us why you think that'll be the situation. We won't rage against you or anything else. We'll tell you you're wrong, but hey, that's besides the point.
We promise no judging.
We promise no judging. Well, I can't promise. He will. He's a baby face. Ugh.
I will only judge you guys if you vote for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, exactly. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments and hit that like button. Also, if you want to stay tuned for all of our future content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share with your friends, because they deserve to see our epicness and just watch Rusev sitting in the middle of the ring getting his rear end kicked.
Right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Twitter.
Yes, Twitter, @TryingToMatrix. You want to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/TryingToMatrix. We do have a website. All of the information for the website, Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 be in the description below. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out.
No mercy.
Yep.